Welcome back to the ninth and last session on multi-threading and string handling. So in this particular session, I'll be delivering the content on the string buffer class, which is a mutable string handler in Java, and how do we create the strings using string buffer and how it differs from string class. What are the possible operations that we can perform on a string buffer objects, and set up library functions that is defined and associated with the string buffer class. So I'll be demonstrating the presentation and I'll be sharing the screen now. So move on to the string buffer classes, string buffer class and its usage. Yeah. String buffer class objects are mutable, so they can be modified. The major difference between string and string buffer is once the string gets created, we cannot do the changes with the existing strings. So what else we can do is, so take a copy of the existing string and add something to it and make a new string, and we can reassign to the same variable. So that is how you are managing uh, the modification of the strings or manipulation of the strings. But when a system needs to copy from the existing string and need to append something on the top of it, and it takes a lot of memory operations, and it is a time consuming as well as the time and space complexity of those operations when you are doing a manipulation with a string. Always it will be a overhead if you take an example of large data sets. In order to get a better performance and also to make the instant changes for the strings, so you can go for the string buffer class. So using string buffer classes, we can create the strings. And of course, the length and the content of the string buffer sequence can be changed. So in case of a string, so once you create a string, the length is fixed based on the number of characters that you have assigned for the string. Whereas in case of a string buffer, once the string is defined, you can perform some sort of concatenation, or you can perform the append, or you can delete some of the characters in between. All those operations are permitted in case of a string buffer. So as it supports the string manipulation, string modification, that is nothing but a mutable, and obviously the length may get varied. And totally, a string buffer class defines three constructors. One is a string buffer with no argument, and another is a string buffer with the capacity. Um, and the third one is a string buffer that takes a string as an argument. So string buffer can take a string itself, that is object of the string class, can take a argument, and it can make a new string that is in the form of a string buffer output. And here int capacities, you can define object with the capacity for storing the string. You can create a string buffer with a specified capacity, that is nothing but a size. The string buffer operations, it has two main operations. One is a append and a delete. As it is supporting for the manipulation of the strings, so you can perform the append operation. Append means add some sort of content at the end of the string. And whereas insert is, if you have a 10 characters, if you like to insert the character at the fifth position, get the index of the fifth position and pass it as an argument for the insert, then you can insert the characters accordingly. Okay, first try to understand the append method. So always this append method, it returns what? It returns a string buffer object, that is a return type of it, and it takes a string argument where a new substring need to be appended to the existing string. And other one is string buffer append of int number, which tries to append the numbers at the end. That is nothing but your the characters in the form of a ASCII value. So this is the append, and next we'll move on to the insert. Insert also comes with two constructors. One is that is sorry, two arguments, not constructors. One is the first one is insert int of index, give the index value where the character or a substring need to be inserted, and the second argument is what string you wanted to insert at that particular position. Then string buffer, sorry, there is a correction here. Insert of int comma int on index and char ch. At a specified index, you want to insert the character, and you can specify the char ch. Index satisfies which point at which specific point you wanted to insert, and what is to be inserted, that is defined by the second argument. Delete. So in order to perform the rigorous manipulations of the strings, so you can use the delete function in order to delete a specific character in the string that you created, that is nothing but a string buffer object that you created. And always delete built-in function has, it takes two arguments, one is a start and another one end. So one character less than the end value what you specified, and starting from the index. So if you specify the first argument is 2,6, so it starts deleting the character from the string buffer object at the position 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 will not be included. Replace, which is quite similar to your replace. Of course, replace will not be applicable in case of a string, but you can use it with the help of a string buffer, which is used to replace the certain set of characters with a new set of characters, maybe in the form of a string, or it may be a single character. So always the return type of replace function is the string buffer object. The first argument is from where you wanted to begin the replace operation. Second argument is where you wanted to end. So what is to be replaced? So start, end, and what is to be replaced. These are the three arguments for the string buffer replace built-in function, and make a substring of it. The functionality or the working of a substring built-in method, which is same as the substring method that is available with the string object class, string class. So substring takes a one argument. If it takes only one argument, it starts creating the substring at the specified index start, and it creates a new string till it reaches the end of the string. If it takes a two arguments, so start, and it stops at the one character less than the second argument you specify, if that is the case. Substring can take us two arguments here. Next one is reverse, not to reverse all the characters. If it is ABCDE is my string, then EDCDA, that is the reverse of it, and we can use the reverse library functions for reversing or to arrange items in a reverse order. We can use this reverse function. Length function, which is used to get the length of the string buffer. So length pair of parentheses. So here we go with the programming example. Programming example, here I'm creating the object of the string buffer class. And once I create an object of the string buffer class, right now it is an empty string buffer object. If it is an empty string buffer object, then you have to define some string value for this string buffer object. So I will give a surname and a last name Mullapudi Vijaya. These are the two string values that I am attaching to the surname and last name. And after that, you create the two strings surname and last name, and then try to attach with the string buffer object sb. So for doing this, what you should do is sb dot append of surname. Then you try to print the current status of the sb, which is nothing but the Mallapudi. Then followed by get the length of it, and you can print it to the console. And sb dot insert of n comma last name. This is your last name. N means number of characters of the surname what you already inserted in the string buffer. Based on this size, of course index will be a +1, so index starts from 0, so that's why we include n comma last name and try to insert the second string at the nth index. Next I will try to print the string buffer, and of course we can reverse and we can print the results to the console. Capacity, we can find the capacity of the string buffer using this method, which is nothing but amount of storage available for characters that have been inserted. So total size and the capacity can be defined by the capacity built-in function. And next method is of a string buffer class is caret, which is used to find the character at a particular index position. So caret of int of index at a specific uh, index value. What is the character stored? That character will be returned. So next example for illustrating string buffer will be like this. Create a string 1, str1 is equal to hello. Then string 2, sorry, string 1, you try to concatenate str1 is equal to str1 plus this, which means you are concatenating and you are trying to reassign to str1. Hello, this is a program. Hello, this program is an example of a string buffer class and its functions. This is the new string str1 that is created there. After that, what you should do is this string str1 you need to attach with the string buffer. So create a new object of the class string buffer. String buffer str buffer1 is equal to new string buffer, and try to print str buffer1 dot length. Then we can use the append at the end of the string 1, and you can print the string buffer1, and you can delete the elements at the 0th index str1 dot in for the whole size, and append hello world and str buff1. Next one is str buff1 dot insert of 5 comma underscore java. So insert at the index value 5 and print the str buffer1 to the console. So after that, once you reverse, you can print the reverse string, and for doing reversing the specific string, you can use the reverse built-in function, and set char at of 5. In this example, what we are doing is set char at of 5. This is the index value, and the next one is which is empty. So at the index value 5, place the empty character. Next one, system.out.println of str buff1. Then character at the 6th position can be inserted like this: str buff1 dot char at of 6. At the character position 6, we are trying to insert. Once you set the character, and after that you print the substring from position 3 to 6, then str_buf1 dot substring of 3 to 7, which includes the characters at the index value 3, 4, 5, and 6, not 7. Next, how can you illustrate str_buf1 delete char at of 3? Delete the character at the index value 3. And then further you can display the buffer, str_buf1. Next, capacity of the string buffer object, which returns the number here that defines the size, and delete the character at the 6th position for the whole string. If there are number of entries are there, then all the entries will be removed. str_buf1, and it should be able to handle the string index out of bounds exception. If you're trying to access any character that is out of the size of the string, then of course you will get this kind of error, that is string index out of bounds exception. And here it is a one quiz module that we define. So it is the output of this program segment. String st is equal to new string of Wipro Technologies. String buffer sd is equal to new string buffer of Wipro Technologies. Result 1 is equal to st dot substring of 6, 12. We are doing the substring here. Sorry. Starting from the character at the position 6 to character at the position 11, substring is generated and that is assigned to the result 1. And similarly for the result 2, sb dot substring of 6, start from 6 and take and go till the end of the string. That is important. Result 3 is equal to sb dot substring of 6, 12, starts at 6 and stops at 11, and it creates another string. And we can print the results, substring of result at result, then substring of string buffer sb with single argument, that is result 2, and substring of string buffer sb, substring of string buffer sb with the 2 arguments. We can print it here. We can do so. So this completes your the 9th session on module. Before I conclude, I just wanted to show your Eclipse module for the string buffer. How I have developed string buffer sp is equal to new string buffer of 5. Then sp dot append of fs dy ui. That is the value it is. And the print this one println of sb delete at the index value 2, and try to print the employees of the tries to print the value of the string buffer and also the sb dot capacity, the total number of bytes utilized for it. So here it is a one example. Actually, I took this example in the previous case, and now I am just reiterating only this string buffer part again in order to illustrate it. This concludes the module 3, multi-threading and string handling. So take a overview of it. So multi-threading started with the multitasking and the multi-threading, then followed by Java thread model. In Java, we can create the threads into using the 2 techniques. The first one is by implementing a runnable interface, and the second one is by extending the thread. Next one is to discuss the thread control mechanism, then followed by the thread priorities, then followed by synchronization, which is a very important. Then followed by, we started with the strings. So in strings, we discussed a couple of library functions and the examples, followed by the one use case for the string handling, and the third one is the string buffer class and its libraries. How we can utilize those string classes for effective handling of the string data in Java. So this concludes the module 3. Thank you very much.